Hello friends, in this video I'm going to discuss the multiplication and division in basis. Okay, the other videos have already talked about the addition subtraction in number basis, so here we're going to focus in multiplication in basis. You can actually change each of the numbers here to base 10, then do the multiplication. After that you convert back to base 2, or you can still do the multiplication directly. So here you have 1011 base 2 multiplying 111 base 2. Now let us see. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. You use the next number. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. Also, use the last number. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. Remember, all in base 2. At this stage, you've got to add. You bring down 1 in base 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. You don't write 2 in base 2 because no base should contain a number which is equal to it or more than it. So when you say 1 plus 1 is giving us 2, but I'm not allowed to write 2. So that 2 I have got, I will now say that 2 I have got minus my base 2. This one is the base. That will give me 0. But this base 2 I have minused. I'm not going to throw it away. I'll call it one whole bundle. That one bundle, I'll carry it over here. So that base 2 means 2, which is 1. 1. 2 in base 2 is 1. So I'll carry that 1 and place it here. 1 plus 0 is 1, plus 1, 2, plus this one, 3. Again, I'm not allowed to write 3. That 3, I will say 3 minus the base 2 again. That will give me 1. The base 2 I have minus, I will call it 1. I shouldn't throw it away again. I will transfer it over here again. That 1 plus this one is 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. And 2 plus 1 will give us 3. I'm not allowed to write 3 again. That 3 minus base 2 is still 1. The base 2 I have minused, I will carry it over. That is as 1. That 1 plus this one is 2. And 2 plus 0 is 2. I cannot write 2. I will still say 2 minus the base 2. Of course, it will give me 0. The base 2 I have minused. I'll call it 1 again. Transfer the 1 to this one, it becomes 2. I cannot write 2 also. I will still say 2 minus base 2, which is 0. I'll write 0. The base 2 I have minus. I'll call it 1 and transfer it over here. So this is just the answer to question number 1. Okay, so let's go for number 2. In number 2, you can see that they are in different bases, so you are not allowed to multiply them directly. So you've got to convert each of them to base 10. For the first number, we'll have 121 base 3. Here is 0, here is 1, here is 2. So you say the first number is 1, multiplying base 3 power of 2, plus the next number is 2, multiplying base 3 power of 1, plus the last number is 1, multiplying base 3 power of 0. So this is the same thing as 1 times 3 power of 2 is 9, plus 2 times 3 power of 1 is 3, plus 1 times any number power of 0 is 1. So this simplifies to 1 times 9 is 9, plus 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 times 1 is 1. When you add up, you get 16 in base 10. That's the equivalence of 121 base 3. So the next number is 231 base 4. You still call here 0, 1, and 2. So this is now 2 times base 4 power of 2 plus 3 times the base 4 power of 1 plus 1 times the base 4 power of 0. So this is the same thing as 2 times 4 power of 2 is 16, plus 3 times 4 power of 1 is 4, plus 1 times any number power of 0 is 1. 2 times 16 is 32, 3 times 4 is 12, and 1 times 1 is 1. So 32 plus 12 is 44. plus 1, we have 45 in base 10. Then we are now free to multiply two of them. You can now call it 16 in base 10 times 45 in base 10. So 16 base 10 times 45 base 10. Let's use calculator and be fast. 16 times 45 to give us 720. 720 base 10. Now the examiner will tell you the base you are going to leave your answer. So this is in base 10. The question can tell you to leave the answer either in base 3 or in base 4 or any other base they prefer. Okay, so now in this case, let us try to leave the answer in base 4, for instance, and see what it will give us. To leave the answer in base 4, you've got to draw a straight line. You write 720, then you begin to divide by 4 because we want to keep the answer in base 4. Okay, 4 divided 7 is 1, 1, remainder 3. Attach it here, it becomes 32. 4 divided 32 is 8, and 4 divided 0 is 0. And there is no remainder. Use 4 again. 4 divided 18 is 4, remainder 2. I'll attach it here, it becomes 20. 4 divided 20 is 5, remainder 0. I'll use 4 again. 4 divided 4 is 1. 4 divided 5 is 1, remainder 1. I'll use 4 again. 4 divided 11 is 2, remainder 3. You continue using 4 because you are putting it in base 4. If I divide 2 by 4, 2 is now smaller than 4. So I'll call it 0, remainder whatever I'm having here, which is 2. Then if you now want to know your final answer is just starting from below here, 2, 3, 1, 0, 0, base 4. 2, 3, 1, 0, 0, base 4 is now the answer. So I've just kept the answer to this particular question in base 4. You can keep it in base 3 by dividing 720 by 3. You can keep it in any base you want by dividing 720 by that particular base you want it to be. Okay, so let's take the last question. For division, you can divide directly, but that one is a big stress. So the best thing is to convert all of them to base 10 again, then divide after, bring it back to base 2. So we have 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, base 2. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we call it 1 times base 2 power of 5 plus 1 times base 2 power of 4 plus 0 times base 2 power of 3 plus 0 times base 2 power of 2 plus 0 times base 2 power of 1 plus 1 times base 2 power of 0. That gives us 1 times 2 power 5 is 32 plus 1 times 2 power 4 is 16 plus 0 times 2 power 3 is 8 plus 0 times 2 power 2 is 4 plus 0 times 2 power 1 is 2 plus 1 times 2 power 0 is 1 because any number power of 0 is 1. So this will give us 1 times 32 is 32 plus 1 times 16 is 16, 0 times 8 is 0, 0 times 4 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0, 1 times 1 is 1. Then you sum up. 32 plus 16 is 48. 48 plus 1 will give us 49 in base 10. We bring the next number there, which is 111. 111 base 2. You call here 0, 1, and 2. So you have 1 times base 2 power of 2 plus 1 times base 2 power of 1 plus 1 times base 2 power of 0. This is now 1 times 4 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 1. Any number power of 0 is 1. So 1 times 4 will give us 4 plus 1 times 2 will give us 2. 1 times 1 will give us 1. When we add up, this will give us 7 base 10. But we are asked to divide, so we've just got to say the first one, which is 49 base 10 divided by 7 base 10. And of course, when I divide 49 by 7, it's giving me 7 also, 7 base 10. So, but the answer shouldn't be in base 10 since they have uniform basis base 2. So we are going to convert 7 in base 10 to base 2, and that will be our final answer. So you just draw a straight line and write 7. You start dividing by 2 and taking the remainder. 2 divided 7 is 3, remainder 1. 2 divided 3 is 1, remainder 1. And 2 divided 0, 2 is now bigger than 0, you call it 0, remainder 1. So you count from down to up. Our answer is now 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, base 2. This is just the answer to this question. So you've seen how to multiply and divide in bases. Thank you.